most brutal CIA torture methods. Now, the last people I ever want to be kidnapped, the last three-letter organization is the CIA. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Ain't they the ones that assassinated JFK? I mean, I didn't mean that government. I totally believe in the American government system, and they will never do any harm to any civilian ever, because we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Wait, we gotta chill, bro. We gotta chill, all right? I'm not trying to get assassinated or something. Triple K would be worse. Nah, bro. Honestly, bro, I'm genuinely scared of the CIA more than the KKK. Like genuinely, cause like, bro, they could really just do some crazy shit and hide it. If it's them, bro, if it's the Klan, they gonna get caught, most likely. In today's age, they will get caught. Hello, YouTube. This guy committed murder. Okay, see, let's not go with these narratives, all right? If you watch this on the tube, I just did Surgeon Simulator. That's why you gotta join the streams to see the games. All right, the gaming channel coming soon, but you got to. And I completed the surgery successfully with a grade A rating. All right, a grade A rating. I did amazing. Okay, but let's see this video real quick.
First up, we got the large confinement box. Check it out. So this thing is a box.
I mean, it's just a box. I mean, it's no. I feel like I've been in places where, like, you know, I've had to stay in like a small area. Actually, wait, I'm very location phobic. Wait, what is it called? When you're scared of like tiny places. Claustrophobic. I'm very claustrophobic, all right? I don't know, though. This might actually work on me. This first method might crack me.
With a bucket. Crazy stuff, I know.
What?
So, the situation goes something like this. You're dragged into a room. This room has a relatively large box in it. Maybe the size of a porta potty. One of the CIA dudes in front of you says, "This is gonna be your home from now on." You have no idea what to believe. They shove you into the box, and you sit on the bucket. Then, they shackle you in place.
Oh, hell no, bro. I'm not gonna lie, this is what they did to slaves in the 1800s. I'm cracking. Wait, how long would it take? My bad, I didn't mean to snipe y'all. How long would it take for y'all to crack under these conditions? I could probably last a solid day. Not even a day, bro. I got a low attention span. Give me 5 minutes, and I'm ratting on everybody. I'm snitching on everybody. I'm not gonna give a fuck, okay? It's not really hard to make me snitch. Just get me like a fucking cookie. Get me a brownie, and I'll snitch.
And the next part is where the genius comes in. At this point, they leave you, and you just sit there.
Do they got a camera
for
or something
what could be weeks for all you know? As you sit there stewing, you're greeted by a wide variety of horrifying experiences.
Yo, those who sit in there for a week and don't snitch on whatever, bro, don't snitch on the people they're with, they gotta be commended, because I couldn't imagine. Could you imagine sitting in this dark box for weeks? You start to lose track of time. Like, you wouldn't even know what day it was, what time it was. It would feel like infinity, basically. It would feel like you're in Gojo's infinity.
First, niggas? The smell. Due, of course, to the bucket. Secondly, it gets, like, really warm in there, since it's a sealed container with a dude inside just generating
no
body
ventilation?
Heat. So the smell, plus the heat, plus the darkness, not too fun. But this is nothing compared to what's coming next. Namely, the large confinement box's evil younger brother. The small confinement box.
Hell no.
This one was just horrifying.
That's even worse. Yeah, I'm not lasting 5 minutes in this shit. Bro, this looks like the size of a crate. like 3 or 4 milk crates combined. No.
To read about. So it's this tiny sealed box that you're crammed inside. But unlike the large confinement box, there's no sitting down. Basically, it's constructed in such a way that you literally just can't
snitching the moment I
step
into it.
It's too small to sit up in, but also too tight to curl into a ball. So you're stuck in this awkward little half curl. And you can imagine that even after a short amount of time, the pressure put on your muscles in this position is insane. One dude was left in there for 29 hours. That's over a day. It was reported that victims would scream unconsciously as their muscles contracted. But wait. You thought the magic ended there? Nah, the CIA...
So you just gotta piss and shit yourself. The other one at least had a bucket. They were like, alright, we'll give a little bit of humanity. Go ahead, you can shit in this bucket. It's gonna stink, but hey, at least you got something.
Knows just how to push you to your breaking point. They would reportedly blast music at deafening volumes into the box. Anything from Metallica to apparently the actual Barney the Dinosaur theme song.
Oh, no.
I think that'd be a cool...
Imagine they did that shit, but with, like, Skibbity Toilet. Deadass, I'm ending my life. What if they played Cardi? Stop. Okay. Stop. They did that shit with Skip. There's no way I'm surviving. There's no way I'm in there for longer than like 3 or 4 minutes.
Cool career. Being the guy
What if
who
they
gets to
play
choose the
Kanye? I'll be
music to
good.
blast for the prisoner. Good career option for any job seekers watching. Apparently at one point, they also threw some cockroaches in there too. Just for the heck of it. Jesus, no
That's some
thank
protein.
you. The core function behind that box is the insanely uncomfortable position that you're put in. Which leads us nicely to our next method. Stress positions. This was a whole branch of torture methods. I mean, advanced interrogation techniques, as they're so lovingly described. One thing they would do is shackle your arms to a bar, but like way above your head. So you'd have to stand like right on the tips of your toes. Your entire weight was on
No,
just...
I remember somebody told me, like, test how long you could hold your hands up or whatever. Bro, I forgot what. It was like a contest my friends were trying to do when we were younger. That shit actually, like, starts to hurt. You actually feel it. It's kind of weird, though, because you're like, what? You just put your hands up like it's not really that hard? No, bro. Like, gravity starts to weigh down. Your body wants your hands down. And then after that, you just end up folding.
just 1 or 2 muscles. The experience starts
Tommy,
with
I
a
could do
small amount
advanced
of pain.
interrogation
Then
techniques.
it builds
on
and
you.
builds, eventually leading to complete muscle failure. It's unimaginably painful. But that's not the limit of creativity of the CIA. Nah, not by a long shot. They would also do something called short shackling, where you'd be held in a squat or a fetal position for many, many hours. The squat especially puts a ton of stress on your knees and your quads.
Wait, you're full on squatting? Why do I think you was sitting down? Oh, hell no. Oh, yeah. Is he sitting down? I can't genuinely tell. Squatting? Bro, I could barely hold a squat now. Like, I could barely hold a squat. Once you just, like, your muscle just break? Or is he actually sitting? I genuinely can't tell.
Often they're held in these positions for upwards
no, they're
of
sitting, I
40
think.
hours. Imagine
Even that is bad.
I think the hardest part is the not knowing when or if you'll be freed. It's pretty nightmarish. Insert joke about nightmares here, because next up we got sleep deprivation.
I mean, I basically already got that shit, to be honest. Honestly, this, out of all of them, like, I feel like out of all of them, I'd probably be able to survive this the most. And what would they do if you sleep? I guess wake you up, actually, now that I really think of it. This low-key 10 for real facts. Like, bro, 99% of us have terrible sleep schedules. We either, like, get, like, 5 or 6 hours of sleep already. I'll be able to survive this. I'll be good. I'd hope out of all of them, they just gave me this one.
As you can imagine, there's pretty much no limit to how creative you can be with the art of sleep deprivation. One tactic commonly used was, breaking their feet and then making them stand on those feet for dozens of hours.
Never mind. I wouldn't last. Wait, this is still the stress position, though. No, this is different. That is wild.
You may have
Wouldn't the nerves be broken or the toes be broken? No, would you actually feel it? Never mind, that's a dumb question.
realized by now that these guys do not play around. The thing is, these were also interrogation techniques. So often during long interrogations, the subjects would be kept up for days or even weeks. As they're being interrogated, they're constantly being smacked in the face or sprayed with water as they try to drift off to no avail. I have a hard time believing that any information they got from the victim would be of use.
Spray
in
with
any-
water would be pissed. That would piss me off because I'll just be like, I'll be falling into sleep and then just get a blast about like 5 pounds of water. That.
Way. Especially since as you lose more and more sleep, your brain seems to completely break down from the inside out. Hallucinations, paranoia, increased stress levels, these are not the characteristics of a reliable
Snitching
source
immediately.
of
I don't give a
information.
fuck. I need some
The
sleep.
stuff these prisoners went through was completely insane. Like the CIA often had a high-powered hose on hand, so if they started to drift off at all, well, it's not really an
Oh,
option, is it?
hell no.
Okay, but that hose had a few other uses as well. The one we're talking about now is cold water torture. Your brain's probably working right now to try to imagine what this kind of torture looks like. Well, it's pretty much as horrible as it sounds, but I don't think you'll have imagined anything like this. So of course, one of the main methods they used was good old-fashioned tying your hands to a beam on the ceiling and spraying you with freezing cold water.
Oh,
But the evil geniuses didn't stop there. One of the most common methods they used was spraying you with cold water, then wrapping you in like this plastic wrap that would trap the freezing cold water against your skin. One guy...
how do you not die from this? Wouldn't you just die from hypothermia? Wouldn't you just die? You might as well just throw them in Antarctica at that point. Like, do you even want the person to survive from this? I feel like you just want the person dead. You're not gonna get anything out of them. They're not gonna be alive after this. Our tax money in action, guys. I wonder if they still use these. They probably still use some of these. They probably do.
The guy actually died after this whole process was done to him due to the hypothermia. They drenched him with water, plummeting his body temperature. Then they chained him to a wall in this room that was essentially a dungeon. And then they just left him there overnight.
I mean, some dudes might like that, though. CCIA, you're not on it. Because some dudes like being tied up like this. So you really got to get rid of this method and include something that's uncomfortable. Like maybe having a fork stab them every like 4 seconds or something just to piss them off. Can't be doing this.
Naturally, when they came back the next day, he had passed on. There was another wacky tactic they used, similar yet distinct to the previous. So they'd get you to lie down in this giant plastic taco looking thing. Then they'd blast you with freezing cold water. Then they'd just keep blasting you. This would lead to hypothermia eventually, but the main issue was that it just didn't feel good at all. And of course,
irritating.
Since this one didn't damage you that much, they just
air drying is the worst shit too. Like I heard some people like air dry out the shower. Like you guys know what that means. They don't use a towel. I don't know how you even let that happen or why you let that happen, but that just seems like so uncomfortable. When I heard people do that, I was like, what the f? Like, do you not feel the coldness on your skin? Do you not get uncomfortable with it and you're going to wait like what, an hour or something for it to fully dry?
Drag you from the cold water torture straight to any of the other methods that we've gone over in this video.
Freak.
Like for example, walling. This one was commonly used right after prisoners were taken out of their boxes. They would have their hands and feet chained, a collar, generally a plastic towel of some sort, wrapped around their necks. Then they'd be smashed into a wall. Repeatedly. The interesting thing about walling was that it actually wasn't meant to cause pain. It was more of a way to disorient and discombobulate. There was a psychologist working for the CIA that said, if it's painful, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, I can see how this method could be discombobulating in some way. It was more focused on smashing you into the wall to jar you and mess with your inner ear than to give you a concussion or something. It's pretty funny how the CIA goes from, the perfectly sized box to put just enough pressure on their individual muscles to cause extreme pain, to smash them into a wall.
I'd rather genuinely take anything physical than mental. Because, like, eventually I probably either stop feeling it or, like, I don't know. That box shit, I cannot do. Either of them. I can't do the thing with the hands. I cannot do that because I would definitely just die on the spot. Rather just take being bashed for, like, an hour or something. And then them coming back and doing it the next day.
It shows you how you really don't need to put that much effort in to be an absolute monster. One of the officials that was asked about it said that walling, quote, involves what may be characterized as rough handling. Like, yeah, no kidding, doofus. How would you like to be smashed into a wall repeatedly with your hands and feet chained? Yeah, exactly. Next up is the one you've probably heard of before, waterboarding. But keep in mind that while you may have heard of it before, you've never seen it done like this. If the CIA knows one thing, it's how to take an existing torture method and take the psychological damage to 100. Normal waterboarding has a person tied to a board with a cloth over their face.
Right.
Water is then continuously poured over the cloth to make the victim feel like they're drowning. But the CIA takes it to another level. What they've done is angled the board downwards so that your feet are above your head. They've also got this flap that they can adjust to change the tilt of your head. The more upside down you are, the more helpless.
So first off, you're losing blood because you know when you're upside down, you're losing blood off rip. Then you gotta feel like you're drowning, bro. Waterboarding is one of those methods where or torture methods where, well, okay, I've never felt a torture method. Other than like tickling maybe, which is kind of crazy that tickling is a torture method because like I am very ticklish and stuff. So like, yeah, it's definitely a torture method for me. That would piss me off. But this is like one of the worst ones I would never want to feel ever. I'll take anything else. All right, feeling like I'm drowning. That rather than just dunk me in a toilet like a Disney bully or something and me just deal with that. I'd rather actually feel the water.
You feel. They then put the cloth over your face. Water is first applied to the cloth to make it fully soaked. Then for 20 to 40 seconds, water is continuously applied from a height of 12 to 24 inches. After that is the really clever part. You take the cloth off and allow them 3 to 4 deep breaths. They'll breathe quickly and deeply. This is good.
Put it back on.
You want them to feel what it's like to breathe.
Hell no.
After all, there's no pain without joy. You wouldn't want them to unconsciously give up and let the water enter their lungs. After those 3 to 4 breaths, you slap the cloth back on and start the process again. You can use a watering can or any sort of bottle for this. This method can actually give you brain damage due to the lack of oxygen. It can also make you literally break your own bones in an attempt to escape your bindings. This has happened.
Dude, just give up the info. Just give up the info. What is the point of that? Where are you gonna go anyways if you break out? You're probably in a locked room that's 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 in a compound. There's nowhere you can go. I would be the worst spy of all time. That's all I'm gonna say. Break bones, I'm singing to my life.
Before. God, you must feel
Fuck
so
no, I would
powerless
die.
in this position, which is exactly what they're looking for. See, the end goal of all these techniques is to make you feel helpless as possible. They'll perform these over and over to get rid of the light at the end of the tunnel for you. That's why they waterboarded one guy 183.
Nah, who is Khalid Sheikh Mohammed? I'm not gonna lie, bro. You must have hit the towers or some shit. Cause why 183 times? What other reason would there be? Bro, he must have like took U.S. intel or something for like 100 years or something. Like, what other method what other person would you do this to other than somebody like that? Bro must have bombed a state or something.
3 times after his capture. Damn, the CIA knows their stuff. Now click this video over here.
Hey CIA, I just want to say thank you for that video, sir. Just want to say, my name is Tommy NFG, and you know what? I fully support the CIA. I've never done a crime in my entire life, not a single thing. Never jaywalked, never anything really, and I really wouldn't want to go under these type of methods ever. You know, if you need any information, we could talk friendly, and we'll be perfectly fine. But yeah, if you're watching this on the tube, join the Discord.